Okay, so I will call to order the City of Bisbee Transit Advisory Committee held Wednesday, August 18th. It was supposed to start at 1, but we will be starting it at 1:23. Is located at 915 South Toberville Road. This is a regular meeting. We'll do a roll call. Looks like we have some vacant positions, so we'll just call them vacant. So vacant senior citizen representative. We have a vacant position for a local business representative. Donna Pulling.
Here.
Here. Linda Reynolds.
Here.
Humberto Rivera.
Here.
Luis Pedrosa is not here?
No.
Okay. Cynthia Robles.
Here.
Kata Williams.
Here.
Connie Gastelum is not here. Jessica Aguayo.
Here.
Aubrey Perry is not joining us. Lorena Valdez. Myself, Jesus Horo, I am here. And Linda Jones.
Here.
Good. First item on the agenda is a call to the public. I don't have anybody that is here. We don't have anybody that sent anything, or do we? So we have no call to the public. First item is the approval of the minutes from the November 18th meeting. It's been some time since we've been able to have a quorum. So the November 18th meeting. Any discussion on those agenda the minutes? Moved by Jessica.
Second.
We have a second. All those approved, or all those that approve the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, those minutes are approved unanimously. Item 2, discussion on update on the bus shelter in Naco. Donna, this is your item, and I assume you're going to ask me what's going on with that.
Yep.
We need to revive that project. We were working with the county some time ago. They needed to do a survey of the area. We just have been quite busy, so we'll revive that project. I'll get in touch with them, make sure that we're still good with that survey. We still have the bus shelter. It's one that was located somewhere else. It's kind of taken apart right now in our yard. We can put that back together.
So they have to do a survey to see where the shelter is going to be placed. Is that the idea?
That's correct. They want to make sure that it's within the public right-of-way. So we don't want to make sure that we don't put it within private property. Any other discussion? No? Hearing none? Okay, let's move on to item 3. Item 3, discussion on purchase of plexiglass. I assume it means covers for the bus schedules in the bus shelter. Donna?
So we talked about that in November.
Okay.
About having a plexiglass cover in those holders that are in the shelters so that the bus schedules don't get weather worn and torn and stolen and taken.
Some things that you're looking for, like a square container that they go in?
Yes, well, the containers are there,
Okay.
but there's no covering on them, so that the bus schedules are just there, exposed to the weather. People take them. We had talked about maybe putting a plexiglass piece inside so that the schedule would just slide down behind it and be protected.
So something that is there more permanent? A schedule would be there permanent, or we don't want them to take that one?
Well, we don't want them to take it, and we need to replace them when they change.
Okay.
But they are being damaged and stolen.
Yeah, they're just paper. It's just papers there.
Yeah,
Weather, and I've been taping them onto that metal container. I think that metal holder must have been designed to have something there, because there's a lip.
Okay.
Something would slide down into it.
They don't have the plexiglass, so that's how they come.
I know, but that's so
with the schedule.
But the water isn't in?
No.
Maybe something with them.
Okay. Well, maybe we can, do you have to
Unless
replace
you
them?
wanted to buy some kind of a enclosed clear plastic box that the actual bus schedule folded itself would fit
I think
in
that would
there.
probably be a good idea also.
I mean, I don't know.
No, yeah, for
Well,
sure.
they have to be able to look at it, so.
Well, that's the thing, something,
Yeah.
I mean, you could get it printed on metal, but if it changes, then you gotta get it printed on metal again, so that's not good.
The one we use in Douglas, but they're expensive. They're like $150 each.
What? A piece of plexiglass has to be a way lot cheaper than that, because there's how many there's.
We can go to the guy over at, yeah, Hodges. We'll reach out to him and have him do something. So,
Or I can measure it and you guys could just get it and cut it. I mean, I mean, Hodges,
he's usually pretty decent. It doesn't cost anything to find out. Oh,
Get a price on the plexiglass also.
Vincent uses, who are they? G&T? Anyway, they have a thing, and they give us at-cost prices, basically. And I bought those big metal signs for the masks, and I bought, I don't know, there were some laminated signs and stuff as well, and anyway, I think my total bill was only like $38, and I had 5 metal signs in there, so I don't know if putting a schedule on them would cause them to be more expensive, but, I mean, it was it was a big sign, and it had that mask sign that they sent out that they said we needed to post everywhere.
Is it the Arizona GNT where we used to have the meetings?
Yes.
okay.
I can, if you'd like, I can send you the name and email of the fellow that I deal with.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
May I ask something?
Yes.
Do we still have a shop at the high school?
I don't know. I know that last year we used them for a few things, but
Carpenter shop, they do.
I don't know.
Cutting is cutting, right? Yeah. It's just like you.
Yeah, sure.
so are you suggesting, it's a metal sign that is printed on, but then when every time we change, if the schedule were to change, we would have to redo another metal sign, so.
Yeah, I don't know how often your
But
schedule
how often
changes,
do you-
but, I mean,
Your
you
schedule has been the same for 20 years.
know, if I got 5 signs for, plus all of the other signs that I got, they weren't metal, but all the other signs that I got for $30 or $38,
Oh,
I don't think it would be,
it's more cost efficient.
I
For
don't think
metal.
it would be overly expensive
And it
to
wouldn't have weather now.
redo them.
The water.
Okay, we can look into that.
Yeah.
Good. Anybody else have any discussion on item 3? Hearing none, let's move on to item 4. Discussion on bus pass renewals. Donna?
Okay, I know, I had a lot of things on.
It's
the
okay.
agenda. It's just that, I think that I was wondering if the procedure to have the bus schedule, the bus pass renewal could be somehow published in the paper so that people know that there's been some confusion about the old passes not being valid any longer,
Mm-hmm.
and that we've changed the price for the monthly pass, all of those details that involve the bus passes, that there could possibly be an announcement put in the paper, that this is the procedure. You gotta go to City Hall with 2 pieces of ID, whatever you had on that sheet.
Is it on our website?
I don't know what the procedure is, but she did put out something when all this happened
Right,
that said how to do it, and what to take. still on our window, and I did put it on the website. So I don't know, I'd have to go back and look. Do you remember if it was all in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all on there, and then I also have the flyers for the upcoming Best Western meals, and it shows it here.
Okay, so maybe those flyers, it somehow be published, or I guess my concern is this, that there was discussion at the council meeting that we wanted to increase the monthly bus pass fee.
Yes.
So that we would encourage people
Mm-hmm.
to renew their annual passes.
Yes.
And that would help us with our SEGO grant, with our, I mean, so I just was thinking that perhaps this might be an opportunity that we could.
We can publish that.
In the paper, and then actually the procedure that you need 2 forms of ID, and the application has to be submitted with.
That has all that information, right? Yeah, we can, so we just publish that. You think that'd be okay?
Oh, yeah, that would be great, and the cost of it and everything is there, because, yeah, people still don't know, Hazen.
Sure. Sure, absolutely,
And
yeah.
we're trying to encourage ridership and keep our passes,
Absolutely, we can do that.
okay.
Yep, we can do that. So we would just,
Putting it in the paper.
okay,
Okay.
fair enough. Anybody else have any discussion on item 4? Hearing none, let's move on to item 5, discussion on vacant positions on committee. The business representative and the senior citizen representative. Donna? Sure.
So we do still need a business representative. I reached out to the Copper Queen Hospital, and they never responded. I think they're in the middle of this big building project. You know, having a representative on the bus committee is not a high priority, but I do think that the Copper Queen Hospital would be an ideal business representative, because so many of the people ride the bus. And I did reach out to Premier Alliance,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no response from there. So if there's any other suggestions that people have for businesses that I could contact, I think we want to have a full committee, and
For sure.
it would be great if we had, Safeway I don't think is going to be able to do it, because their staff has to take time off of work
Mm-hmm.
to come to do this, and it's complicated.
Is there any faith-based organizations that might be able to have input, or
Faith-based,
maybe it's an
or
idea
does that qualify as a business?
I don't see why not.
of a non-profit organization?
It's a nonprofit. Oh, I thought we wanted a commercial business.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just my assumption.
Um,
Because I know,
Maybe not
I
be.
know that in Benson's old type committee, they had someone from one of the local churches. But that's why I'm just suggesting it, because it was done in another city, but I don't know. If you guys want a business.
I didn't know with the, is
Um,
that in the grant requirement for the, whatever a business organization would be? I think it's in the grant, right, that we have to have a senior,
It's in the grant what we have now, yes.
yeah, so do they define what a business is, do you know?
it's,
We have to go back to the book now.
I don't, yeah, so it's not a requirement, I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It's not an ADOT or a federal transit requirement that says that it's a business. It's what our city council has dictated to us. So they say, these are the representatives we want on our TAC committee. So if we go to the city council and, the city council is who is going to appoint the people to our committee. So somebody that applies to be on our TAC committee, whether it's a business representative or senior representative, they'll apply that and they'll get appointed through the city council meeting. The city council will actually do it. So if they choose that they want a specific type of business, that's the council's decision. They get to make that decision. It's not any of us here that get to.
Something specific for.
No, we
But they just require that the community is represented, like you mentioned, senior cleaners, riders, the medic.
Yeah, they need to know what the ADOT,
Everything that the community has, they require that somebody is representing that part of the community, but as far as, mentioning it, it's not be specific to somebody that's from a business or.
oh, okay.
It's not a-
Okay.
So,
It could be,
if city council deems it appropriate that a faith-based organization, because, meets the requirement for a business representative, then that's what they get to choose.
I,
I'm
But-
just thinking, because they probably have more time to spend during the week if they're really not.
I do think you're right, you're on the right track, though. I think that the hospital would be a great representative, since it's
yeah,
a
'cause the
larger business
The
here.
other reason that I was going for a commercial is that, you know, if there were some, funding, project that
Who did you
we,
contact that property?
excuse me?
Who did you contact that property?
The CEO, and I asked him, I emailed him through a letter, and I asked him if it needed to go to human, I do know Virginia, that is the human resources director at the Copper Plain Hospital. I sent it to him directly, Rob Seaman, and it just doesn't, it's like twice, I just thought, okay, this is just not a priority.
You might reach out to your Chamber of Commerce as well and see if there's somebody,
We don't have a Chamber of Commerce in Bisbee,
oh,
but that's a great idea.
It is a great,
But I just thought maybe there would be, Jesus, do you have any suggestions of anybody that, I mean, you live here, you know, the community? Any bars, any restaurants, or any, I mean, maybe Jimmy's Hot Dog, I mean, I know everybody's busy, that's the problem if they
For
don't
sure.
own a business.
um,
Although we only meet quarterly.
it's not a huge time out of your
Not a big
schedule.
time, but
Um,
the reason I thought that a commercial entity would be best is, like I said, if we needed, like, a bus shelter, hey, you know, like, maybe the Copper Plain Hospital would, you know,
Mhm.
help us out, because we don't have a big, pot of money in our kitty for even printing bus schedules or anything like that, you know, so I thought a commercial, big company would have more resources.
Companies other than State Farm.
What about Copper Queen Hotel? And maybe they could have something at the desk there with the tourists, because we were talking about the tourists using the bus to go to other areas of the community.
Yeah, Copper Queen Hotel, that might be a good suggestion, yep. We'll see if they stay in business another month, I don't know.
Well, I wanted that too. I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
Okay. I think
You
you,
can't think of any.
no, you think you've got the ones that I would suggest. I think maybe it's worth, maybe touching base with some of our council members and seeing if they could reach out to them.
Sparklight, you know, like that would be another resource for us, you know. I'm just thinking,
Mhm. Arizona Water's already on our streets and
Yeah,
infrastructure committee.
right. Okay,
We can,
I'll scratch my brain a little bit.
Sure.
Because it's not gonna happen miraculously all by itself. I think it's gonna happen
yeah,
because we go out
sure, I agree.
and then our business, and our, the other vacancy, not the business.
Senior?
vacancy, but the senior vacancy, the woman has been on vacation all summer, but she is interested.
Oh, okay.
I have given her the application, she has extensive bus transportation experience, she's just relocated to Bisbee this year, and she wants to serve on the committee, so I will make sure that maybe by the next meeting, she will have filled out her application and gone through that process,
Great, that's great.
yeah.
Okay, anybody else have anything on item 5? Seeing none, let's move on to item 6. Discussion and possible approval of possible notice in the Observer regarding senior and disabled bus pass renewals to include detail of route deviation cost and procedures And I think we talked about that a little
I
bit.
think we've already discussed that. I don't know why it was.
It's on there twice. Well, I will tell you that this is agendaized, and in our agenda now it says that it's a possible approval.
Yeah,
Well, it should be really, it should be recommendation, but since it's agendaized, we probably should go through the process and actually vote on it, so that we follow the agenda. So we'll need a motion to publish that, the notice in the Observer.
okay, I guess I'll move that we publish the bus pass renewal notice in the Observer newspaper once.
Great.
In the upcoming,
Great, thank you. We have motion by Donna. We have a second?
Second.
Second by Kata. All those approved to publish the notice for the bus passes in the Observer signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Great, thank you. That passes unanimously, so we'll do so. We are now on to item 7? Yep. Item 7. Discussion on forming a work group of 2 committee members and volunteers to explore fundraising and promotion ideas to increase local ridership and promote tourist use of the bus. A, design a Bisbee Art bus campaign with, what is BAC?
Bisbee Art Commission.
Bisbee Art Commission, I could have been some number of things. Promote tourist ridership with a B, Bisbee bus campaign, create a pamphlet with numbered historical facts along the route to Naco, and C, create a ride the bus campaign this fall. Donna?
Again, in my ever-present effort and concern about increasing ridership and the use of the bus, I thought, and those suggestions were brainstormed with me by this woman that has experience in bus systems in other locations. She and I had talked about it and I thought I would give a couple examples of what a work group, because we can't have, it would violate open meeting law if we had like more than 2 people. So, I thought that if there were 2 people on this committee, that we could get some other input from volunteers to come up with some proposals for ways to encourage tourists using the bus. It's been suggested that we make one of the buses into an art bus, a Bisbee art bus. That would be kind of a novelty thing, and that tourists might want to ride that, just as a novelty.
Okay.
Those kinds of ideas, exploring those ways of encouraging ridership and promoting use of the bus.
Okay. Did you have an idea of I assume that you wanted to be on this group?
I think so.
Do you have, and
There's
then,
going to be one other person that might want to work on it that has any interest in promoting the Bisbee ridership.
there you go. So we'll have, you all, whatever you need, any resources or anything you all need, let me know. I'll do my best to get you all what you need so that you make this a successful campaign. Yeah, whatever, if you guys need, whatever you may need, let me know, and I'll do my best to get you what you need.
And maybe come up with some things and bring it back to the next meeting, just an ongoing thing.
Absolutely, we can do that. Absolutely.
We need to approve that or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Great. Thank you. Any other discussion on item 7? Seeing none, let's move on to item 8. Ridership report and other news. Humberto. Your turn. That's this, right?
Yeah, it's in the.
Yeah, it's just a ridership report for beginning of month of July. So you can see the month of July, it dropped down a little bit from March, April, or June. In June, we had 2,009 riders, so this past month, July, it dropped down to 1,650. The next chart, you can see at the bottom, it's more detailed. You can see some of the miles, hours, passenger, days of service, the average daily ridership. And then you can see further down, you can see all the demographics of all the riders, which gives them for 1,651. Any questions on these numbers?
What is U6? Is it under 6?
Under 6.
Okay.
Riders and children under 6.
Like it's a sports team.
So do you think that we will get back up to, I see the student ridership, you know, is down, of course, it's summertime.
Yeah.
But in the past, October, November, you know, it has been a little higher. May, March, for some reason, was very high. But do you think with the college reopening that we'll
Yeah,
have
yeah,
students?
in fact, we're seeing that in our area right there in Butler, that it's picking up. We have full buses from college, and we're expecting the college, the ones that travel completely to college or the local ones. They're going to start riding now that school is open, that they're actually attending school, not just doing it for houses.
They're opening up.
Yeah. So we're hoping that, you know, we'll get up there, going back to the numbers we used to have in the evening concerts. The cases going to start picking up numbers.
So you think that this decline is basically COVID related? Because I do see that, like, for seniors, for
There was
example.
also the seniors part, that you see there.
Right, right.
Seniors, there's a considerable drop there, so that's all with adults. And also it has to do a little bit of the rains that you did get probably a week and a half of the rains in July. Rains on elderly, they don't tend they just cancel, they don't go up as much, but we're hoping that it affects, you know, the weather, special days, holidays, there's a whole bunch of factors that why they drop. So, but we're hopeful that now that the kids are going to be in school and the rains are going to be not being so often now, so we're hopeful that it's going to get us the numbers back to, it's not going to be well before, at least get to the next chart is on the next page, it just goes into more detail. Day by day, the riders. What's happening daily with the people that are riding.
What is the 5th that has nothing on there? Is that
4th of July holiday.
okay?
July, it was
Holiday.
on a Monday,
Okay.
so that's why there's nothing there.
Fair enough. Good.
Okay. That's busy. The next chart that I have is for the connection, switching connections. That one dropped too considerably. We were in June, the last month, 615 riders. We thought we were going to at least do the same numbers, but we dropped to 400 there. And again, that's, I don't know, the weather, you know, whatever issues or whatever it is, it's kind of hard to try to figure out what the conditions are that get people to ride or stay home.
It almost looks like the month of June is the exception. The other ones are, you know, somewhere in that 400 range in June. So I wonder if there was something in June that caused
What happened
a spike there.
So I wonder if this is something that this little work group might discuss, so that we're not just guessing why numbers are up or down, or, you know, I mean, obviously, you've been in the business a long time, Humberto, so you
Yeah.
have some suggestions as to why these things occur, but we would like to have, and I think one of the reasons for running an ad in the paper is to remind people and, you know, encourage them to ride the bus, you know, because
It could be a number of factors, like I mentioned, the weather could be one, the other one, since in this particular route, like the Cochise connection, we have a lot of people, riders that go to Bisbee and go to Sierra Vista for work, they work there. So, you know, it's not like they just got, businesses closed, they're unemployed, or something happens that they're no longer riding. We also have, we take a lot of students also, Sierra Vista campus. You know, people who go for medical, to the hospital in Sierra Vista. So we don't know if people then don't get sick, or there's a month that people have a lot of appointments, or that kind of, we will have to do a more, kind of almost ride in the bus and do some survey to try to understand what it is, you know.
that would be a
We
good
can probably
idea.
maybe start doing another survey,
Uh-huh.
find out what it is, so that's the only way we're gonna get a more precise
Right.
reason why it increases or decreases, so probably that would be the best way to go about that, to do some surveys.
Yeah, when you consider the population that this area is serving, and you have 411 riders, that's, what percentage would that be, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Less than 1% of the people are riding the bus. There's approximately 40,000 people in the area between Sierra Vista and
Yeah,
Bisbee.
you
know, And so we're getting less than 1% of the people on the bus.
Well, this is for the Cochise Connection ridership, which is more of a regional transportation. If you added up all of the bus riders, let's say Bisbee and Douglas and Cochise Connection and Sierra Vista, if you added all of them up, which actually ride a bus, it would go up. I still think it'd probably be a fairly low percentage, but
But I mean, this specifically is the Cochise Connection.
it's regional. So what I'm saying is that somebody may not need to go from Douglas to Bisbee or Douglas to Sierra Vista. They may just need to ride locally.
But that's not what this.
This is Cochise Connection, that's regional. Am I wrong? So this number does not include local rides?
Right.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. For the Cochise Connection
Mhm.
itself,
Mm-hmm.
you would include all the populations of the 3 cities that the connection.
That's not
serves.
what this number's,
Yes.
411 is not include local rides.
No.
This is just people traveling from
Right.
their
Regionally.
major
Yes.
cities, the Douglas, Bisbee, and
But the
Sierra Vista.
population of those 3 cities combined
Mm-hmm,
is approximately, it's over 40,000.
sure,
And we're only getting 411 of them on the Cochise Connection
Yes.
bus.
yeah,
That's less than 1%.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's-
So if I
it's-
look at the Bisbee ridership, then I go on the Bisbee population. So we had 1,600 people ride the bus in July. We have 5,000 people in Bisbee.
Yeah, that's also not people riding, that's actual riders. So a specific group of people may ride the bus more than one time a day, probably 2 times a day. So it's not people riding the bus, those are actual rides.
Yeah,
Okay, so cut that down then. 'cause
Sure, it's probably-
You say, cut it in half, 800 people.
But still that's a pretty decent percentage.
800 out of 5,000?
Well, yeah, because I would think so. I mean, comparatively speaking, I mean, I don't know what everybody else, any other places seeing, is that,
What would be a good question to find out? What is the average ridership per city in their population for public transportation? It would be an interesting
Sure.
research question. Is it 10%? Is it 5%? Is it 1%? Where are we in that?
comparatively speaking?
It's it's up to ADOT what they require so that they can keep funding us. They should have some numbers where they can see, obviously they want to see the ridership increase every day, every year.
Of course.
But they have some guidelines that, as to what, if it drops to a number, we don't know. I would have to go and look it up and see what it is that they would require. But I know that with the Ship Connection, there was a study that was done. They had some numbers that they would implement if it drops down to a certain level, to a certain number.
Right.
Because it started as a pilot program for the first 2 years, and now we're on our probably like 6, 7 year on that. So we need to probably revise those numbers if we know if they're dropping below the numbers that they were included for the initial study. We would have to take a look at that. If it is that it continues to be within the 400 numbers a month, we will need to look at it and see if it's feasible to continue with this project.
Exactly, and we have to keep in mind that those are minimal numbers.
Yeah, no,
And if we're only striving only to meet the minimum, then are we promoting public transportation in the manner in which we are allocating our city budget money? If we're not doing anything to promote public transportation, we're only striving to reach the minimal amount that ADOT requires, I think that's something that our city council is going to want to see in terms of budgeting their city taxpayer dollars for that service that they're providing.
But you need to take into account now that the pandemic has done away with all the rights. We would look back into year and a half, the numbers were increasing steadily, they were going up. So then the pandemic comes out and it starts, everything dropped down, and so now we're starting to get the numbers back. So because the schools are opening, we don't have any control over businesses that are closing, which is another factor that is going to, influence the ridership. But we need to start see the numbers that restaurants and businesses are opening. So we need to try to do that.
May I address something that you said?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
When I worked with Ginger Ryan on the transportation bus from Elfrida to Grant, from Elfrida to Douglas, and various things that Ginger got, I don't know if you know her, she got amazing things done for the community. And one of the things that she said that I remember is that whether a person rides a bus 3 times a day or one way, it's still a ride.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's...
If it's one person or 3 different people.
or-
It's
or
a ride.
different people. Yeah.
Yes, and that's my...
Absolutely no difference. Because a lot of people would go from Elfrida to Douglas and stay, visit family, and come back on another day.
Sure.
So I just wanted to say that.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with that. A ride is a ride, whether it's the same person or...
Every time that a person boards the bus, that's one ride.
Yes.
Right.
That's the way it counts. The next chart, the last one that I have is the boarding. This is checking every bus stop that we have along the route, where people are getting on. You can see the different bus stops there. Turn the custom to an environment. We see the number. The last one is 51, then the one with the center, the college, the village, BG, Sunset Square, Carolina, Nixville, Jericho Mall, and Medical, the hospital, the college, service, and then Sierra Vista, the transfer station there. So you can get an idea where people are, what their destiny is, or where they get off the bus. You can see there that the month of June, the big service of the transfer station, you can see that we changed it there at 149, and then the next month dropped down to 92.
Yeah, that's it, right?
students or the school people, the government opening up, giving permission to open up more, stores. So it's a matter of doing some, surveys, and see what it is, it's something that's ups and downs.
Okay.
Okay?
Go ahead.
Would you like to do a survey?
We'll try to see if you're up, if we're, I will need to see this with the board, of the Board of Friendship Connection. Meet with them and see, propose that, and see if it's feasible, if it's feasible to, so we'll let you know. Okay?
I was gonna ask you, where do I go next?
After the future, yeah, I think that's a, so I think what happened is this page should have been with this, and this should have been
No, I
with
printed
this.
it as long as it doesn't have that.
So where am I going? So we're at item 9, but this page here is from our minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So you're on,
item 10.
10.
Yeah, so, yeah, what we have in front of you, the second page should have been with the minutes, not with this agenda.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at some of this stuff, I said, well, it kind of looks like we've already talked about that. Okay, any other discussions on our ridership reports? Okay.
No, Connie just wanted me to mention that, City of Wilcox should be up and running in October. They're gonna start, getting people registered for AAA starting the end of this month, I believe, to get them ready, so hopefully they'll start October 1st, which is a Friday, so I don't know if they're gonna move the date, but.
I don't understand.
Wilcox?
Wilcox.
Wilcox has got a transportation, they began a bus system.
Oh,
They're new.
oh, I didn't realize they didn't have one.
No, they didn't. They were new. They just recently submitted their 5311, all that stuff, right? And so it's taken since the last time that we submitted all our grant applications.
Oh,
It's taken them this long to get up and going. So they are a
so
new.
I wonder if how they decided, because the city will put in their percentage, right? The
Yes.
city of Wilcox does the same thing that we do.
Yes. So the last time we submitted our grant application,
Yeah.
they submitted also.
Oh,
And then, so it's just, again, yeah, they had to work their city budget, and, yeah, they submit everything just like we do.
and they'll put it out to bid for managing it.
Are they're running their own? Yeah, they're running their own.
Okay.
And they're just having diver ride to start.
Oh, okay.
Down route. They're just doing diver ride.
Oh, so do they have like a little minibus or something that they're gonna get?
If you have a pedal.
Excuse me?
How many, what's the passenger number?
I believe it's an 8 passenger.
It's called a cutaway?
Yes.
Uh,
Very good. Well, I failed to mention, we were on item 10, so item 10 is just comments and everything. So anybody else have any comments or discussion that you'd like to bring up?
The next meeting date is the Astor
I was gonna say
conference.
that. We'll be at Aspen.
Oh, is that when our next meeting is? When is?
November 17th.
So we'll have to change that,
15th to the 19th.
because I won't be here either.
Do you want to set a date or not yet?
Not yet. We'll have to work with our city clerk to make sure that we get a,
The what? Yeah, Wednesday before is the Wilcox staff meeting before a holiday, and then the one after is the day before a holiday also.
Oh, yeah, that's Thanksgiving weekend.
so we'll figure out a new date for our next meeting. So we'll make sure you all are aware and give you plenty of notice. But,
Not show up, yeah. They have the wrong day.
we'll make sure to give you
We get it.
a heads up. Maybe even like a morning of call. No, it's fine. I don't have any other comments. Anybody have any future agenda items they'd like to add on? All right. Hearing none. We will, should we vote to adjourn? Do we normally do that? Do we normally? Okay, I'm gonna adjourn this meeting then, adjourned at 2:09 PM. Thank you all.